Okay, guys, this is part two for the ELL Teacher's Toolbox. We've already talked about my other two that I discussed, number 7 and number 8. And the third one that I had was number 30, and this was oral presentations. And what this is it takes many forms in the English language learners classroom, ranging from students presenting their learning in small groups to creating a multi-slide presentation for the whole class. It helps to focus on clarity and boost their confidence. It prepares students for college and future jobs. For English language students, to acquire English, they must engage in oral language practice. The Common Core, the speaking and listening standard, this specifically focuses on oral presentations. Helpful hints for English language learners while doing oral presentations is not to correct students while they're presenting. This can definitely take a toll on a student if you're stopping them or correcting them while they're trying to get their point across or present, whether they know what they're talking about or if they're having a hard time getting it out. It's not good for their confidence, and you just have to always be mindful about how you give feedback to them. And ideas for oral language presentations is having an oral presentation peer rubric form, and it keeps the entire class engaged. And that way, they're listening to what is going on with each student presenting. Um, and then having a feedback form is helpful for the students who are presenting. They can know all about what they did while they were presenting and how great of a job they did. This is a way to boost their confidence and stay positive. And for technology, I have a QR code right here, and it sends you to a blog and all about the 321 instructional strategies. And then I have a really cute little graphic about the posture and how you should stand while you're sitting there presenting in front of the whole classroom. And then for my next one, I had number 31, and it's listening. And it's listening is active listening inside and outside the classroom, and it means to actively focus on understanding what you're listening to as opposed to hearing language beside being used around you. And this can increase language learning and content knowledge. It benefits workplace and relationships, and it motivates students outside of the classroom. It's definitely been a positive relationship between English language learners, cognitive awareness, and their listening performances. In the chapter 31, the listening one, I learned all about that. And it's finding what works best and which do not work best for them. For Common Core for listening activities cover more of the language standard than the speaking and listening ones, and that kind of was a little bit of a shock to me, but I was interested to read about that. Um, some hints for listening in the English language classroom can be one of the most challenging skills for English language learner. It is hard for them to listen to a language that they may not be super familiar with, and teachers can boost confidence by providing fun listening practices so that the students who have English language learning um, can be involved and be active and love what they're learning about instead of just listening to it. Listening practice worksheets allow students to figure out what they know before they listen, and then while they are listening, and then what they knew after they listened. And then I have a QR code here that sends to English language learners listening sites, and it talks about all about how you can find fun ways for English language learners to listen. And we're about to go on to part 3.